All right, let's now go back to Limpopo, and SABC News reporter Luthando Bobodi is standing by, and I believe he's at the funeral of Samson Mthombeni. Luthando, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Do tell us where you are and what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, under normal circumstances, you would see scores and scores of people coming through to pay their last respects, because we're talking about Samson Mthombeni, a juggernaut in the music industry, who inspired a whole lot of artists. He's been in the industry for 49 years, and he as I said, inspired a lot of young, especially Tsonga musicians, and he was one of the first Tsonga musicians to record in studio. In actual fact, he was one of the first Tsonga musicians to have a full studio album. And of course, you know, against that background, you would expect a lot of people coming through here to pay their last respects. But you know, if my mathematics was anything to go by, I counted about 49 people, both at the funeral service and here at the cemetery. You know, that is how they are adhering strictly to lockdown regulations. Police were here making sure that these regulations are being adhered to. You know, basically that is one of the reasons we are here, just to see, because we knew that you know, he would under normal circumstances his funeral will pull massive crowds, you know, multitudes of people coming through. But we saw that as they said midweek, the family said midweek, that they will adhere strictly to these regulations, and that is what we are seeing here today, Simpiwe.
And I guess so many South Africans, particularly men on social media, console themselves with the fact that, you know, they can't attend the funeral as a result of these lockdown regulations. And we saw on social media men, you know, donning the duke, colorful dukes, you know, just to commemorate his signature style. Do you think that, you know, people will find closure?
Well, I think they will. I think they will. You know, like you said, you mentioned social media. You know, fourth industrial revolution. People are seeing this. You know, people are sharing on social media and they're watching it. They're commenting. You know, but of course they would have loved to be here. They would have loved to be here just to pay their last respects to their beloved artist, who a lot of people knew. I mean, he would pull crowds at concerts. You know, at public performances. You know, people would like to be here just to see for themselves, behold the coffin and see it being lowered and stuff like that. But you know, I think they found closure. You know, seeing this on media. I mean, we've been doing the story throughout midweek. We were showing people what was happening, what people were saying, what artists, what politicians and community members are saying, and other people are happy. They've seen him. Then they say, you know, he lived long. He played his role. You know, he came through here. He was one of the best artists that the world has ever issued forth, and people were celebrating his legacy instead of mourning his death.
And of the 49 people that attended, did you spot any representatives of the music center, the music and cultural sector?
Yes, we saw Joe Shermane. I thought I saw somebody like him here, but also politicians who were here. You know, Baskop Makamo, who's the MEC of Coxta in the province, was here. But mostly it was your ordinary people. You know, the kind of music you played. You know, talk to people like your rank and file. You're poor and marginalized. So a lot of people who were here were from that kind of social status, you know, although there were not many, you know, but because of this lockdown regulations.
Luthando Bobodi, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. That was my colleague Luthando Bobodi speaking to us live from Limpopo. He was attending the funeral of the late Samson Mthombeni, who's since been laid to rest. Well, Mthombeni is one of the pioneers of the Xitsonga music, and you know, he has topped the charts in the 1970s.